came across a BBC article with you talking about Modafinil.
Yes.
And I've seen a video about you talking about it as well. So it actually reads, what does it say? It says, Jason Auld, an athlete and entrepreneur from Edinburgh, says he feels like he can achieve virtually anything on Modafinil. And this is you speaking, it just makes you feel as if you're operating at 100%. You're putting in all that you can. Usually you don't think that's possible, but Modafinil allows me to do it. So I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about that, how often you use it, why you enjoy using it.
Yeah. Well, that was my mate that wrote that, so
okay.
So he's probably embellished it somewhat. But no, it's true. I would describe it as, it's not a miracle pill, right? You're not going to be able to do something you can't do. But I think what it does allow you to do is, I was sick and tired of waking up and it being a bit of a dice roll as to whether I would feel like I was going to be the best me I could be, and I wanted some kind of guarantee. And obviously you can't ever have a 100% guarantee, but I think for me, I was always interested in experimenting with supplements across the board. I've used so many sports supplements over the years, some really goofy ones. My favourite one has got to be, I don't know if you've heard of Craze, but I used to take Craze, like a pre-workout supplement, a stimulant, and it was amazing. Like, I was making some serious gains, and I just felt like, Superman. And then it came out, and I was, whenever you take these supplements, you should always say, like, limit it, don't always take it, don't rely on it. And I was taking it so much that, and I was taking it before I'd go to the gym, and then I'd send some emails before the gym. I just sent a couple of emails before the gym, and I was doing like loads of work as well. I was like, God, this is like a miracle. I was having horrible come downs and terrible insomnia, but that didn't matter to me at all. And then it came out in the news that Craze actually basically had methamphetamine in it. And I thought it was quite Moorish. It was very it was very compelling to take it. So I'd be taking meth in the gym for ages, and I was like, there's where my gains were from. But for me, the term like biohacking is something that has really interested me in recent years. I followed guys like Tim Ferriss who see their bodies as like an experiment, and you see themselves as a living experiment, and I see myself as that too. So when I heard about Modafinil, I thought I'll try it. I didn't necessarily expect anything of it, but I thought the only way to figure out if it's going to be right for me is to try it. And I tried it and I thought it was great. And my friend who works at the BBC, Benjamin Zand, gotta give him a shout out, he was like, oh, you take them. I'm quite interested in them. I'd like to do a piece for Victoria Derbyshire's show, which is on the BBC. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. He was interested because I said to him that I found physically it improved me. And whether that was it had a physical effect on me or not, I think probably the effect was that it gave me greater concentration, so therefore I could give 100% of myself to the task. But yeah, no, Modafinil for me, I think has helped me massively in just being able to stay focused. The way I think I might have described it, I don't know if it's documented anywhere, was normally my head feels like I'm in a room full of people talking and I'm trying to have a conversation with you and I can hear all this background noise. When I take Modafinil, it's like I'm in a room with just you guys, and all I can hear is you talking to me and me talking to you. So what it does is it silences those voices in my head, which makes me sound mental. But no, it silences the white noise in your head. It stops you. We've all been there. I mean, actually, I've really got into meditation recently, which has helped me a lot in that sense. But what it does is it silences the noise, it stops you from jumping from one thought to another, and it makes you completely present in where you are, which not only makes you better at what you do, but it actually makes you enjoy what you're doing more, being 100% present, which is what unicycling does actually as well. Flow state is something that has interested me massively over the years as well, which for anyone that doesn't know is what an athlete would describe as being like in the zone, when sometimes people will say like, I didn't think about making that pass, or didn't think about making that run, or that it just happened. And a lot of that is because you just shut down parts of your brain that aren't necessary, and you're 100% focused on the task in hand. And it's very therapeutic. It's very liberating and relaxing to be 100% focused on where you are, and modafinil is just a bit of a shortcut to get there. So
they talk about with the flow state as well, even when it's kind of hacked into in a kind of natural way, you know, you're just creating the environment and you're stimulating yourself. They talk about such an extreme hormonal release and all the neurotransmitters that are used within your body and mind to get to that flow state, that there is quite a big wind down. Like, it's almost, you know, it's probably like you've performed and you've been out and you've you've really hit it. So, and then you can feel quite exhausted afterwards. You get that with modafinil as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're quite right. Like the research I've done into it, that they say, you know, this cocktail of chemicals in your brain. What I found really interesting was the book I read. I think it's called The Rise of Superman.
I was literally going to just mention this because that is such a great book about the flow state.
It is.
Yes,
it is, and the reason that I liked it in particular was because they were studying action sports athletes, so it was very applicable for me. But I would have been interested in it if they were studying anybody. But yeah, if you guys have read it, then you'll know that they attribute the chemicals in your brain to like artificial substances that you could take. So it'd be like cocaine, speed, you know, weed and heroin, and they were like, if you took all those things at once, you would die. But when you're in a flow state, your brain releases all of these things. And I was like, that's incredible. So yeah, it's a massive kind of chemical rush. It's a really overwhelming experience, and so when you have that like flushing out, that come down, it is like all you really want is to be back there. You know, it is like a fiend for it. You're chasing the dragon constantly. And I would say, like, one of the things that, you know, within my unicycling career, it is quite addictive to like go on to that next thing, to want to be scared of the challenge in front of you, because it is a rush. With modafinil, yeah, you know, I probably would say it is a little bit there. I don't necessarily know if it is a chemical withdrawal, more so as it's I got so much work done yesterday and today I'm disappointed because I didn't. But you realise that actually you were, you know, allowing yourself to be in the red. You know, if you're revving your engine in the red, you're in there on Monday, so you can't be there on Tuesday. And it does require discipline, or otherwise you're just going to like wear yourself out. But yeah, it is there. I think whenever there's no such thing as a biological free lunch. I think if you push yourself, if you take anything artificial to achieve a certain state, you always have to know that there's, you know, with every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, that probably the next day you're not even going to be at 50% of what you were. So yeah, I always say to people, I would never encourage people to do anything, but I would say if you do approach any of these things, try and do it with caution, and don't see it as a miracle pill, or as something that's going to be you forever. You know, you're not going to be on modafinil every day of your life, and if you are, the effects are going to be diminished anyway. So it definitely has a downside, as everything does.